JoINRb hates rookies is the name of our save. It's true.
I mean, all the other soldiers too, but sure.
Not rookies in particular. So, do you want me to share screens? Or yesterday we weren't sharing screens, right? You were just watching on stream?
No, you were sharing screens yesterday.
Oh, I was. Okay.
It helps a lot.
Yep, then I won't do
Yeah.
that again. Okay. I should be able to see it now. Yeah?
Yep.
Perfect. Okay, what the hell what were we doing? What were we doing? So, we have Facility, Advanced Warfare Center in 3 days, Modular Weapons in 4 days, so we picked up that sweet scope, Clear Alien Debris in 7 days, Supply Drop in 10 days. Alright, that's fine. We have a bunch of promotions pending, and we had assigned all of our names, I think, except for one, I think. Just take a quick look around. Do I have unnamed classes? Kate, Fleet, Strom, Aqua. Hudson is an unnamed character, but he's wounded. So is that guy. He's only wounded for 1 more day, though. Alright. Alright, this is going to be Son in Exile, assuming I don't already have him. I think I don't, so. Good. And I think we're pretty much ready to take a look at what's next, right?
Yeah. We have to remember that we have an Assault and Ranger left to promote. And we're up to the part of the game where everything sort of opens up. There are 4 activities waiting to be discovered, and we don't really even have enough to play 4 missions, so we start getting to make some interesting decisions.
Okay, I'll be very curious to see how you prioritize the missions you take versus the ones you don't. If it's just I'm looking forward to hearing that when we get to it, because yeah. So we're gonna all right. So let me go back to the Geoscape. Sorry, I'm messing with stream titles and that kind of shit. Here we are, Geoscape even. What are we scanning for right now? So why are these up here? These are unassigned promotions and it thinks I care?
I think you can click the hexagon below them and they'll go away probably. Whoa, that took you into... Whoa.
Yeah.
This UI is so fascinating.
All right.
Why is that a thing? I don't know. Anyway.
Okay, so we've made contact with one place.
Yeah.
Where are we scanning?
Unfortunately, the place we contacted is Strength 3, so it's fairly unlikely we're getting a good mission there. We're scanning because, like, 2 activities spawned there, clean. We're putting a bunch of intel into them right when they've spawned, and that gives us a good chance to detect them with good hours left, and maybe we can get a mission. Okay. But we're planning to flip that Haven onto Recruit after we do or don't manage to actually get missions out of here, and just let it get bigger and let the Strength leave it for a couple of weeks.
Okay, but are we still scanning here, or are we scanning with the Avenger up in the northern area in East Africa?
I think we probably want to scan East Africa now, okay. Yeah.
Alright, we will slowly make our way over there.
Where we're hoping for real missions from.
Alright, new target acquired. Where? South Africa. Alright, very light. Doesn't sound that good. 8 days, 16 hours, though, is pretty fucking excellent. That's really surprising. Is that not really surprising?
Well, that's sort of the goal.
Oh, I understand.
Yeah,
it's just...
If you make a ton of intel right when activity spawns, how it works is it keeps on rolling against how much intel you've made toward it, and it rolls every 6 hours, I think. And so if right at the beginning you have a huge chunk, it's going to be rolling like 5% to detect right from the start, and on average you actually find it quite quickly.
That's pretty awesome.
If you're
So it doesn't spawn, it's not spawned based on the month timer or any of this. It's literally spawned upon when you activate that region. The first set of missions. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty cool. It's a good idea. It makes a big difference. So, what are we thinking? So this is a smash and grab. It's a little bit heavier. 10 to 12 is starting to be a little bit heavier. So we probably want to bring some decent soldiers on it. But it's 8 days away, so feels like it's a long time from now.
Yeah, it's also going to conflict with the 2 next missions in East Africa. So we want to be looking at how do we get 3 teams out of the barracks that we have at the moment.
Okay, well, we have a couple things. We've got to remember we have Haven advisors too. We have a lot of rookies, but we have a fair number of rookies that are unpromoted. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 rookies who are unpromoted but not wounded. And we have a 5th rookie who is unpromoted and will be unwounded really soon, within 1 day. So that's 5 specialists basically we have to go on a mission, and then we have a couple of our core team that's leveled up a little bit more than that. Just judging on the fact that I've now played a smash and grab, and I understand that you start on stealth, I feel like we probably want the Shinobi on that. And since we only have 1 Shinobi right now, I'm willing to assign promotions now if you want, or we can go... Actually, that would be a good thing to talk about. So, all right, so you're guaranteed 1 of each class in the initial 8 promotions, and it doesn't matter when you take those initial 8 promotions, you're still guaranteed 1 of each class. What about after that? How does it decide what classes you promote into?
Yeah, it just keeps using the same principle of a deck of 8 classes, and you pull them out one at a time. So you reshuffle the deck and start with a new 8, but you'll get...
Oh, okay. So by the time you have 16 promotions, you're gonna have 2 of each class always.
Yeah.
Okay, and does the deck pay any attention to your existing classes? Like, for example, if I lost 2 Shinobis and then and my deck hasn't pulled or already. Let me rephrase that. I do my initial 8, right? And then I lose the Shinobi from my initial 8, and then I roll again on the next set. Is it rolling 2 chances for that Shinobi, or just the 1 chance?
It's just 1.
Okay, so it doesn't pay attention to what you lose then. Okay.
ETS or buying them from the black market or something like that.
All right.
Would get it.
So I'm tempted to let's promote. I'm tempted to run our. Well, let's do our promotions then. So who do we want as our assault and our ranger? Those are the 2 classes we have left. So decent speed, low speed. I don't think we want Cook as a ranger or an assault, but definitely not an assault with that kind of movement. And I actually think 58 aim might be too low for an assault. So I'm kind of leaning towards probably the 4 HP here. Maybe I could be talking to Billy, but one of these 2, either Perion or Billy, being the assault.
Yeah, I'd go Perion. Well, we don't get to choose if it's an assault or a ranger yet, right? So I'd go for her because you definitely want aim on a ranger. Okay. And once we find out what this promotion is, we can decide who the other one is.
All right, let's do it. Assault. Excellent. All right, run and gun. One of my favorite abilities. I love assaults, by the way. They get me killed a lot, but I really like them too.
Yeah, very strong and very dangerous.
All right, so then our next promotion is guaranteed ranger. Do we want to look to anyone else for that? This rookie here, 416, 61, -8. I don't really like rangers with -8 defense. Yeah. They're going to be standing around shooting a lot. How about this guy here? This is 64 aim, 2 HP. Is that because he's wounded?
Yeah, I don't know what his full HP actually is. You'd think that they'd show you that.
Yeah, why would I ever care of what his current HP is? It makes no sense to me at all.
In theory, he can be deployed on an Avenger defense or the final missions. And so if one of those 2 happened, you might want to know. But yeah.
I don't.
Realistically, don't.
56 aim, we can't have a ranger with 56 aim, right? So we could...
What about Cook?
What about Cook? You want a super slow-ass ranger? I thought you said early game you like rangers for their shotguns.
Okay, there are 2 approaches. We can go high mobility, and our ranger's just not going to scale all that well, but we can go like Billy CC, and our ranger can kill things with a sawn-off, get up to like corporal or sergeant, and become a haven advisor. Or we can go Cook, and we have a more stationary ranger who's going to escape that extra 8 aim. Yeah?
Yeah. I don't like them on a lot of missions, but on some missions they do extremely well, right? This is the types of missions that you can do something with that on there do exist. And I don't know what else the hell we're going to do with 13 mobility otherwise. I mean, what else do we do with that?
Not much, really.
Yeah. It feels like low mobility rolls are some of the most punishing things out there. Maybe a sniper if you had... I mean, we could try to leave this for a sniper. The aim isn't terrible. 5 HP is kind of a lot for a sniper. But 13 mobility is going to be the least penalizing there.
It's really hard to roll a sharpshooter out of 8 classes, though. It's just... I'd just make it sure.
It's not going to be, though. Isn't it? This is essentially counting, right? We just have to pay attention? Well, I guess,
yeah, but
it can roll ahead of time, I suppose. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Ranger on Cook. I'm fine with that. All right. Ranger, there he is. He looks very proud to be a ranger. Little do you know, JoINrbs hates you because you're a ranger. All right. Do we want other promotions, or we want to sign from this pool for this mission?
Well, we definitely want to promote the Shinobi because the Shinobi is
You want to talk about
coming
that?
up.
It's fine. Okay, let's take a look at our Shinobi. We're now level 2, I guess. Do the rookies level 0? I guess this is level 2, or is this level 3? Do you start at 1 or 3 as a rookie?
I think I don't know.
Please.
You don't. It's a Lance Corporal. They don't have numbers for that in this game. You can't like sort them. They're called different things if they're officers or psyops, and you have no idea what they are. We don't use numbers here.
Why not?
Too sensible.
Numbers are very
It's
easy
too
to deal
sensible.
with. Okay. I look at this, and Ghostwalker is awesome. I've used this before, and it's really good. Lone Wolf, I don't fucking like whatsoever. And I've also heard really crazy buggy things about this. Like, it's like when you start, it's where you start your turn from, not where you end your turn at. So, is that true? Do you have any confirmation of that one way or the other?
It's where you start your attack from. So if you're making a dashing attack, it counts from where you start.
Yeah, so if you make any sort of, for example, fucking sword-based attack, that's where you start from. Just troll as fuck.
Usually you can blue move into Lone Wolf range though, and then use the second move to attack. So it actually works really well with your dashing sword attack because you get one move to activate Lone Wolf and then a second move to make the attack.
Aren't you
Lone
going to
Wolf's pretty
want the extra range from the run of the dash, or does it cap at some level? Because doesn't the damage you travel do damage?
Might. Yeah. Yeah, you might need extra range, in which case you may not be able to make Lone Wolf work. But the 10 defense and the 10 aim are both strong. I mean, it and Blademaster are comparable perks. Really, it's a question of like pure defensive utility Shinobi with Ghostwalker, pure offensive aggressive Shinobi with Blademaster, or some mix of the two with Lone Wolf.
Well, I feel like in the very, very early game, the Shinobi is going to be out of stealth a lot, and we're going to be relying on the Shinobi to deal with very high hit point targets like sectoids to one-shot them, and I kind of would like to be consistently one-shotting them. So I would argue for Blademaster or Lone Wolf here, unless you have a strong reason to want our first Shinobi to be a Ghostwalker one. I feel like all the later ones are going to be Ghostwalker in my opinion, but maybe I'm wrong.
I don't think you're wrong. Yeah, I would go Blademaster. Blademaster is definitely at its best early in the game. There's no question about that.
Let's grab it. All right, Blademaster, Thanatos. Excellent. All right. We have another promotion to do as well, I believe. Another one that we might as well do, which is the Gunner. Aqua has already leveled up as well. Let's just assign that while we're doing these promotion things. So, Grazing Fire, Combatives, and Center Mass. I've never seen Combative. You may parry melee attacks and counterattack with your melee weapon. Also gain 10 dodge. Sounds fucking terrible to me. Grazing Fire. Missed shots with your primary weapon have an additional roll to become a graze. What is that? What does that actually mean when it says that? Like, what type of additional roll?
It's a 50% whenever you miss to graze instead.
Okay, and graze is just very, very... Is it low damage or a set amount of low damage? Like, how much damage does a graze do? Is it based on your weapon? Based on what?
It's half of your regular damage applied after armor.
Does this also apply to Overwatch shots?
Before armor? Applied before armor. Yeah, it does also apply to Overwatch shots.
Okay, I like Center Mass
is
on...
Actually...
Sorry, go on.
Combatives is actually one of the strongest abilities in the game. We don't have to take it.
Are you kidding me?
Its use cases are absurd. Like, the AI trees often... Oh, it says may parry. Maybe that's confusing. It's a guaranteed parry on any melee attack. So if you stand in front of a zombie, the zombie isn't like a unit anymore. If you stand next to a muton, the muton's not really a unit anymore. If stun lancers come at you, they're not.
So this is is it a guarantee for every melee attack, or just for the first sprint of turn, or how does it work?
I don't really know. I've had it bug out on me 3 times and been very irritated by it, and have never been able to work out why. In 1.5, it's no longer going to be 100% at all. I think it's coming down to 90 something. But
because why would we allow anything to be a surefire thing? Okay.
Yeah, very large.
Oh, I
could
this character
fire probably.
With this character with this amount of accuracy, it seems super low. I wouldn't touch Center Mass here, even though I like Center Mass.
Yeah.
So I could be talked into Combatives if you want. He's very, very mobile. So there could be times where this might actually be useful to us. I could also be talking to the Grazing Fire. It seems like we're going to get some consistent damage out of that.
Yeah, I don't know which of the two is really better, combatives or grazing fire. They're very different perks and very strong in their own ways.
I like the idea of giving Aqua a gunner with an enormous cannon, and then he spends most of his time jabbing at enemies with his little tiny knife. So I'm gonna go with combatives. So, all right, done. I want to see it now. I'm kind of interested to see that play out. I would never have picked that ability in a million years. So.
One thing I should have mentioned before we picked that, but wasn't really thinking about it. Stun Lancer AI likes to attack your highest hit point soldier. So maybe combatives, like maybe a tiebreaker, it could be hit points on your gunner when you're trying to work out what you're doing there.
Okay. Do we have other promotions that need to be taken care of? No, we do not right now. We have other rookies, and we can promote them. If we just want to get them promoted to see what classes they're going to end up as, see what we're taking, I'm willing to do that. Is there some... I guess I can't think of an order that particularly matter here because we're back at 0 in terms of rolls. So anything could happen here. So I suppose we would pick ones that we don't really mind with their stats that they end up as anything, which is probably not the super low aim characters. It's probably the more middle of the road ones like Moonglow here.
Yeah, it's hard to work out what you want a low aim character to even be. Like now specialists have a shooting build. Grenadiers aren't that strong unless you give them a shooting build. So it's like... Yeah,
it's pretty painful.
Everybody with low aim sort of sucks.
Well, let's see.
But yeah, I'd level up some rookies.
Yeah.
Do some stuff.
All right, we got a 64. I think he was 64 aim. He's now 71 aim sniper. That's okay. He's comparable to our other sniper. Neither of our snipers are super great right now, but they can level up to survive. And I like the low HP sniper, so I'm fine with that. Feels like my stats are better attributed or assigned elsewhere. So then we have a couple more here. I'd take this 64 aim guy next. If I were just doing this for me. Can I not? Oh, I'm not. I'm in a fucking mission menu as opposed to in the thing here. We just got another pop-up. Do you see that for a mission? So we'll go back to that in a minute. All right, let's grab...
That's sort of a big deal. That's another really good timer, too.
Yeah. Let's grab Jacket Davies. Promote him. Okay, he's a technical. With fucking 13 mobility and 3 health, he's a technical.
Ouch. And 20-day wound time.
That's kind of unlucky. All right. Whatever. Who else would you promote now? So the pool's getting a little bit smaller. We picked our sniper out of it, and we picked our technical out of it. What do we have left? We got Sun in Exile here at 61. I still think I'd probably roll for the 61 next. Just go in descending order of aim. Okay. Shinobi with high mobility, decent health. I'm okay with that. I don't mind -8 defense on a Shinobi either. It's kind of bad like when he pops out of stealth, but most of the time if he's in stealth it doesn't make any difference whatsoever.
Yeah, that looks like a Ghostwalker Shinobi to me.
Yep. All right, let's roll now on a Billy with 58. Gunner. Another fucking super inaccurate gunner. Him and Aqua can compete though for the least accurate. It'll be exciting. Okay. And Weber. Specialist Weber with fucking no aim whatsoever. That's okay. We're going to use combat protocol on this guy. And we'll get to compare directly in early combat. Oh, he's wounded for 13 days though. Still. Okay, so what does that mean? Did it pick it in the same order twice, by the way? Tell me it's a random order the card draws.
It's random.
Okay.
Definitely random.
So we have what now then? What are we missing? We're missing a Grenadier and an Assault and a Ranger. And everything else we have duplicates of? Okay.
Ranger. So those are generally high mobility rookies that we probably want to be looking at.
Grenadier, Assault,
although we're going to
Ranger.
send everybody.
I don't really feel like Grenadiers need to be high mobility because you can just stick a SMG on them and use grenades. So I feel like low aim, low mobility is kind of okay for a Grenadier. You're saying you don't like the all grenade builds, you think you want a shooting Grenadier?
No, you can have a Grenadier as low aim, just as like an off tank sort of role. I don't know. Grenadiers are awkward classes right now, I think.
Okay. So let's go take a look at what we got for the second mission. The first is Smash and Grab. Second is Destroy Alien Relay. 6 to 9. We have 9 days, 11 hours for this one. Holy crap. Those are such good infiltration times.
This is why we contact the second region right at the start of the game. This is really paying off right now.
Yeah, this is awesome. Okay, so what do we need to do for this? Which one would you set up first, and why?
We're setting them both up at the same time. There's no distinction at all between which one we go to first. So we just have to work out what our two teams are.
I guess it's slightly more likely that you'll cancel a longer one as situation changes. So there could be something to be said about prioritizing that way, the which units you do to which. But anyways, I'm going to which team we go to this. So do we start destroy the alien relay? Do we start stealth for this or not?
We do, yeah. Destroy alien relays. I like sharpshooters. I like gunners. I like to play these missions by sort of getting close to the objective and killing it while holding a defensive position. So this would be a great place for our lower mobility ranger.
Okay, well I'm gonna set up
nice
that one
place
then.
for a grenadier with flashbangs, stuff like that. It should be a pretty easy mission too, so a good place to send a couple of rookies, I'd say.
Do you want to bring 2 sharpshooters on this? It's kind of nice to get them leveled. They're gonna be so
it's
terrible.
hard for them to actually have a good mission out of any of the other girl ops you can roll. So I think you can bring both.
Okay. All right, so we're getting up to infiltration. Now we have a fuck ton of infiltration. Would you go to 100% and just load it up, or would you go lighter and try to over-infiltrate?
I would go to 6 soldiers, and I think we'll be able to get to like 120% infiltration with those. And we'll probably go the full way to 120.
Okay. So you said ranger, snipers, and you would take just rookies after that?
I'd love to have a gunner here.
Okay, we got two gunners, so we could spare one for that. We have high mobility and low. I'll just go to lower mobility one here then, since this team seems pretty slow already. And then you just want 2 rookies after that. Okay. Anything we're looking for in rookies? These are going to be our assaults, right? This is the slower of the two. It's not necessary. I mean, we can make that decision, but if we get pumped on screwed on time, we might want these to be not our assaults on this mission.
I don't know how you have 7 hit point rookies. I think it's meant to be 3 to 5 hit points. I've never seen that before, but you should bring those because they have 7 hit points. That's ridiculous.
Okay.
Give them some grenades.
Have them land on some grenades and they'll be fine. All right, so we have 6 guys here. Infiltration 7 times. All right, sniper rifle. Do you want anything differently? Okay, so I assume you're not going to want armor on these guys. You're going to want them to have like 3 grenades and they toss 2 and then eat the last one or something. So that's what you're going to have your guys. That's going to be your orders for these poor rookies. All right, so what else do we want? Just straight up three grenades, or 2 grenades and a flashbang on the rookies?
I like 2 high explosives and a flashbang on each of them. I think at least one of them has to have an SMG because you need somebody who can move into fog of war with lower detection ranges against you.
They're rookies. I'm totally happy to give them both SMGs. They're both slow as fuck too at 13 mobility.
Sure.
Okay. Would you bring a medkit on the grenadier?
You can go like medkit, plate, maybe even smoke grenade. Your gunner does not need to.
Yeah, doesn't need grenades. I agree 100% on that. Medkit, and you would bring the third one. What was the third thing you recommended? How about this pistol thing?
I said a smoke grenade.
Smoke grenade on the gunner. Can you smoke grenade then do something?
You can smoke grenade before combat starts, and it lasts for 2 full turns.
But doesn't that take your action? What is the point of putting a smoke grenade on a gunner? He basically does that by suppressing. So what are you gaining by smoke grenading? But you can't smoke grenade and suppress on the gunner, right? Because you can only do one or the other.
So this isn't necessarily 100% going to happen, but it's fairly likely that how this mission will play out is we'll get to the objective still in stealth, and we're going to have a turn where we start shooting it, and then the aliens are going to come run at us. And so on that turn where we start shooting it, we drop a smoke grenade and we don't have to worry as much about yellow alerts. And then the next couple of turns, we're basically invincible when coupled with flashbangs and suppression.
But again, isn't the gunner going to be one of the target guys that doesn't his gun do more base damage, so he's doing more damage to objectives, so you want him shooting, and he can't be smoke grenading and shooting from his gun. Doesn't it make sense, in fact, to bring the smoke grenade on anyone besides the gunner? What is the, why do you
Well,
think gunner for smoke grenade?
what other? Okay, this is the only consumable we can use that does anything before we start combat. So the turn before combat, there's no other action that our soldiers can take that are relevant except for this. And there isn't a good consumable for the gunner to bring that works in combat, because what the gunner is doing in combat is so strong. So this just gives us an option to
I can buy that. I can buy that as
have a useful consumable.
okay. I'm fine with that logic, but again, I want to see this played out as you would do it, and then I want to be able to make decisions based on that. Anyways, so okay, who's this? This is a ranger. Ranger with assault rifle. Should we give him the? Do you want the scope on him? Well, we don't have scope technology. Doesn't matter. Okay, sawed-off shotgun is secondary. We probably can't change that. I kind of like grenades on him because I think he's gonna be awkward to do anything. How does this loadout look to you? Also, why does he get? Oh, because we're giving up a plate for an extra grenade.
Take a plating and an SMG on him, I think. Maybe. I don't know. What's his aim?
You would take an SMG on the Ranger?
Yeah.
He's at 69 aim.
So there are two ways we can play him. We can make him a sharpshooter, essentially, who can shoot a little bit more often but doesn't have squad sight. Or we can use the sawn-off shotgun to use him to like one-shot a snake or one-shot a sectoid or something like that.
He's got 13
and if you want
mobility.
him to be another sharpshooter, then I think the assault rifle's a little bit better. Actually, 69 aim, which is a lot. If you want to be like moving forward and hunkering, controlling space with him, and then using the sawn-off shotgun to kill the most important enemy, I think the SMG is better.
I would never ever consider an SMG on a Ranger, so I'll put the SMG on just to see the difference. But my suspicion is even with an SMG, his mobility is too low to actually do what you're suggesting he's going to be doing. Can you give him a plate?
Yeah.
Okay. Flashbang and a grenade and a plate with an SMG. All right, we're going to run into this scenario we ran into last time, where we have a bunch of guys who can all flank, but they can't do anything once they flank because the SMG doesn't do any damage.
Well, he has a sawn-off shotgun. The sawn-off shotgun does like 14 to 18 damage.
Anything you'd do differently on the sniper's loadout? Med kits or something?
We could go with like a smoke on one of them, or just leave it the same. I'm not super fussed. Okay. I don't think they're going to be using their consumables much.
All right, then I'm going to throw this into the infiltration then. And why are you aiming for 120% as opposed to bringing a seventh guy?
Because it requires fewer soldiers, so we have more for the other missions which are going to be coming up.
Okay,
and
so you're concerned about
125% is a breakpoint.
125% is a breakpoint?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, infiltration start. By the way, we haven't bought any rookies.
We cannot yet. We haven't contacted any.
It doesn't start? I thought you started with 2 available.
That's no longer a thing on Legend.
Oh, okay. All right, and then let's destroy then we have to set up the smash and grab. Let's grab some guys for this. Okay. And this is going to be the harder of the missions, right? Shinobi.
We'll get to 125% infiltration on this one, I hope, but maybe not. I was thinking about 5 fairly well-leveled soldiers for this.
5 well-leveled soldiers. Seems strange.
Like, yeah, like Shinobi, assault, technical, gunner, 1 rookie, that sort of thing. Leave the specialist for a hack mission, leave the grenadier for a different team.
Okay. And 1 rookie. We should pick a rookie that we want to be our assault, right? Assault ranger. Shit, what do we
already
we brought
we have like
go on.
Grenadier too. Yeah? Assault ranger grenadier.
Yeah. And the 2 we brought 2 high HP, low mobility, low aim characters, right? So those are going to be ideally one of those will be the grenadier. So we should pick up an assault, which I think needs a little bit more mobility than that. So I feel like we'd bring a high mobility rookie here. Probably either Polina here. This guy seems all right to me. She's a little maybe high on the stats for the assault, or possibly This one.
Yeah, I'd
16,
go
18.
her or Emma. I don't either way.
Okay. High willpower. Yeah, I'd take that one. Oh, -6 dodge though. Oh man. Okay. All right. Rookies, you want grenades?
It's 145%.
Just want grenades, grenades, grenades. Do you want 5? You want a plate on a 5 HP rookie, or do you care?
I'd go without. I'm still uncomfortable with this loadout. I think this will be a hard mission, even with these soldiers. So what we might do is we'll get 2 more missions in East Africa probably, and this one might get aborted.
Why would we
It's
take that though? We have a really good chance to. We have a really good infiltration timer on this. Why would we want to abort this one? Just because the baseline activity is higher? Is what's scaring you off?
Yeah, yeah. It depends on the breakpoints too. We can get -2 potentially somewhere between 125 and 150, but we won't know for sure that we have. So we're gonna go into this not knowing if we're up against 7 enemies or 9, and we're probably ticking. We're not quite ticking up to the next force level, right? So we're still before mechs show up. I think so.
Is that what I don't know anything about what force level does in terms compared to the units you're facing. So
well, we'll find out.
Okay, let's do loadouts though. So you're happy with 5 guys and 5 guys only. You're expecting to abort. I've done 3 grenades on the rookie, and the technical, I guess, has some armor, flashbang, and a grenade. That seems reasonable to me. Maybe an SMG has an SMG. The rookie has an SMG. What's the rookie's aim? 66. I might assault rifle that. What's the gunner? Combat knife, medkit, HP. You don't really like those, so we'll grow that. That's fine. I don't really like that build, but we'll see what it does.
I wouldn't go smoke grenade on a smash and grab because you're never going to be in a situation where you have a turn before combat here with no concealment, and we're very mobile on a smash and grab.
Should we just drop this consumable entirely then?
With 17 mobility, I think we're fine to bring it. The gunner's typically toward the back of the team, but if a sectoid mind control happens with 17 mobility, we can move up and flashbang the sectoid probably. I don't think it hurts that much when the soldier's so fast.
I wouldn't mind a smoke on the Shinobi. Just in case that assault gets somewhere stupid. I don't know. I don't fucking know.
I'm fine with a smoke. Go for it. Smokes are a lot of fun to... they're one of the consumables you have the most control over because you get to choose where your soldiers are placed.
Yeah.
And that makes it really interesting to try to leverage them in combats. I like them.
Flashbang.
Smash and grabs aren't necessarily on the wilderness map that you played. They can be on maps with city stuff. I don't think they can be on maps with cars on them. Okay. That's a big deal in the evaluation of frag grenades on a map.
Would you bring something different on the rookie then? Flashbang versus, first of all, SMG versus assault rifle, and then flashbang or a plate versus three hand grenades.
I might go flashbang 2 hand grenades.
Okay. SMG. You love these things. I can hear you saying SMG right now. You didn't even say it out loud.
I'm 50-50 on the SMG versus the assault rifle. We already have a Shinobi and a technical with SMGs to move around pretty quickly, and we have an assault who's very fast. So just having
some actual
damage. A dopey stationary-ish soldier isn't that bad here.
I'm gonna fire off the infiltration on that then. All right, we'll send these soldiers to their death over there, and the other soldiers to their death somewhere else. Let's keep scanning.
I like the destroy relay mission. The smash and grab I'm not so sure about. We want to flip to recruit in South Africa because we found our 2 missions. You can just click the mission button above the list. Just click on mission. Yeah, click there.